Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. Starting off this third week of instruction with distance learning. So today's going to look pretty similar to what it looked like that first day when we started Newton's first law. We're still in forces. So Newton has three laws. We've gone through the first law. Um, what you should see now is activity 8, Newton's second law. And you guys are going to have a pretty similar setup to what you did with that first one, where you're going to have a pre-question, make a submission for that. Then what you should see is the second law simulation should open up, right? When I click on that, I'll just kind of go over what that's going to look like. It's going to be very similar to the first one, where again, there's just some different pieces that's going to go through two different setups for Newton's second law. The first one's going to be with no friction. The second one's going to be with friction. You're going to click on our simulation. Click on that link. Looks like it's not blue. I apologize, but and pretty much anywhere you're going to see white that's where you're typing in. Okay, so you're going to actually collect some data. And then what you'll do is kind of answer some questions based on that data that you guys collected. Okay, and then you're going to do pretty much the same thing again, a little bit bigger data table, because this time there's going to be with friction, and I'll show you kind of how you can adjust that. Quick question, and then a quick summary. Okay, so again, with everything, make sure you're responding in full sentences. That way I can understand what you're meaning and give you some good feedback based on what you did. But in the simulation, you guys are going to come all the way over here to acceleration. Okay, you're going to click all of our little tabs here. And what we can do is we can control how much friction we have. So as you can kind of see, like there's kind of these little pixels here that as I have less friction, I have less of those pixels. So it's less rough, you could say. More smooth. As I have more friction, there's going to be more of those, so a little bit rougher or not as smooth. For the first part, you're going to have friction to 0. All right, so there's no friction. And then for after that, you're going to have just a little bit of friction. Okay, it doesn't matter how much. We just don't really want this much because things aren't going to move if we have that much friction. So just a little bit of friction just to give us a little bit of sense of what's happening. And then I will show us real quick, as you get down to task 2, it asks you to, you're going to repeat the data collection, but this time make it so that the net force or the sum of forces is the same for each object. So 50 newtons sum of forces for the trash can. Actually, this should be water bucket. So that might not change in yours. I hope it does. I apologize if it doesn't. There is no trash can for the simulation that we're using. Different version has it, but so for task 2, basically we're trying to get the sum of the forces to 50 newtons, and I'll just show you real quick. If I click 50 newtons, because now there is friction, the sum of my forces is 30. If I click 50 newtons again, now my sum of my forces is 80. So what I can do is I can kind of control this here. Whoopsie. Go a little bit low. Oh. Ah. So I don't like that. So let's just do it this way. So 80, and then we can do a single there. I forgot the slider. It goes to 0 if you're moving the slider and you let go. So what we want is we want it 50. So use the arrows. The single arrow, again, just as a quick difference, but we want to get that sum of forces to 50 as we're going, okay? If for some reason, I didn't double check these, but if for some reason one of them you can't get the sum of forces to like 200, just don't worry about it. Let me actually see. Set this up. Yeah, you should be able to get it 200. So everything should work out good for you guys. Okay. After you get done with that, sorry, it's a little bit longer than what I wanted, but after you get done with that, you're going to go back in here, make a submission. This then should become available to you guys post question. Go ahead and answer that, and that's it for today. Right? Hope you guys are having a good week. It's a short week, only 4 days, so we're only going to see each other tomorrow, or today actually, Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then we'll be back at it next week with 3 days. So miss you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll see you next time.